Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. Today is Friday, July 5th, 2024, and we are here for the Coffee and Cards Take to the Sky card class. The cards are really cute for today. We're going to be watercoloring. So we're going to use either our ink pads or our re-inkers to watercolor. Card kits for class today are available for purchase. They're $45. We're going to make 5 cards. And you get all the cardstock and watercolor paper and whatnot to make all 5 cards. You just need to add your own stamps and dies and ink. So if you're watching live, say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. So I was just going to say I forgot my coffee, but it's right here, so never mind. Okay, so if you are part of this class, I emailed out the step-by-step instructions last night. And there is a little bit of prep work. Now, I did not do the prep work, so if you haven't done the prep work or your homework, that's okay. We'll do it here in class. We're going to use an ink that works well for watercoloring, and I'm going to use StazOn ink today. You could also use VersaFine. You just want to make sure that you give the VersaFine especially time to dry. So if you stamp and watercolor right away, the ink will bleed. So StazOn is a little bit quicker. It dries really quickly. So hopefully the StazOn ink will dry quick enough for class today. But we're going to heat set it with our heat tool just to make sure it's dry. So I will flip the camera and we'll get going, and I'll show you. Hi Nancy Sue from San Antonio. Okay, let me get everything going here. Okay. All right, so this is what your card kit looks like. It comes in this envelope. Okay, and you'll also have 5 envelopes for your cards in here. Mine does not have the envelopes for the cards in here just because I don't need them in here, but you can save this. Also in your kit, you're gonna have a full pack of the industrial trinkets. That's what goes in this suite. And you're gonna have twine. And you might have black and gray, or white and black, or brown and white, or brown and gray, some combination of twine, okay? In your card kit, there's gonna be some larger pieces. These are your watercolor pieces, your watercolor paper. And then these are your card kits, okay? Everything you need for each card is inside each card base, and then you'll have your DSP, okay, and your envelopes are in there too, okay. All right, and then some of the other things that you're going to want to pull out, we're going to be using all the inks that are in the suite. So you'll want your StazOn or VersaFine, and if you're going to use your StazOn, I would recommend the StazOn cleaner, okay. The StazOn will stain your stamps, and that's okay. They still work perfectly fine. Okay. The inks we're going to use are Mossy Meadow, Boho Blue, Night of Navy, Smoky Slate, Wild Wheat, and Copper Clay. So those are the colors that are in this suite. So the suite comes with DSP, the Adventurous Sky stamps and dies, the industrial trinkets. I think that's it. There's no ribbon, I don't think. So they are red rubber cling, so they stamp really nicely. Now, if you want to use your ink pads to watercolor, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to use a silicone mat. It's stained, obviously. This is the one that comes with the Glass Mat Studio. So it's just like a washable silicone mat. Mine's all dirty, right? Well loved. And then I'm going to use the re-inkers. So you don't need to use re-inkers. You can use your ink pad, but I'm going to use Mossy Meadow, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Smoky Slate, Night of Navy, and Copper Clay. And apparently I have candy in the bottom of here. Who knows, right? Who knows what that's from? You're also going to need either a paintbrush or a water brush, whichever one you like to paint with. I'm going to use a paintbrush, and then you're going to want some water. So I have a little tray here of clean water and a rag to dry the excess water off my water brush off my paintbrush. Okay, so I think that's everything we need to prep for class. Let's do our stamping and our watercoloring first so that we can give our watercolor images some time to dry before we die cut them out. Okay, so you're gonna pull out in the back of your kit, you're gonna pull out your watercolor paper, and you should have more than enough. Okay, so you should have 3 half sheets like this. Okay, and I don't know that you'll even use more than one. Okay, but in case you mess up or you want to watercolor some more, you have extra sheets. All right, so let's get to stamping. And I should have printed it out, but in your guide it tells you how many to print. Let me pull it up. It tells you how many, not to print, how many to stamp of each image. So let me pull it up. Let's see here, and what color. Okay, so let's start with, we need the small cloud, the medium cloud, and the large cloud. And we need the small airplane, the medium airplane, and the large airplane. Okay, so I'm gonna get blocks for those. Okay. And no, that's too big. All right. Okay, cute airplane. I don't know if these will fit on a D block. I think this cloud will. But I think this big plane needs a big block. Okay. All right, so I have everything on blocks, and now I'm going to stamp it in according to the prep work in the step-by-step instructions. So if you haven't done the prep work, you can do it right along with me. All right, so I'm going to use my StazOn, and StazOn has this little cover. You want to keep it on. It helps keep your StazOn moist. And we're going to start with the black. So of the small cloud, I need 2 of them in black. So I'm going to ink up really well. We might need to use our Misty. Do 2 in black. Oh no, that's stamped great. So 2 little clouds in black. Okay, 4 medium clouds, that's this one, in black. 1, 2, 3. I love the way StazOn smells. It smells like almond extract, like we're baking for Christmas. Okay, and then the large cloud is 3 of them in black. One. 2. 3. Okay, the small airplane, there's 2 in black, this cute little guy. So 2 of them. Okay, and then of the medium airplane, this one, 2. And then of the large airplane, there's 3. And then if we need if we find that we're short any images, we will stamp some more. But I counted a couple times. I think this is correct. I'm going to stamp on my second sheet. And one more. Okay, now we do need to stamp in colors, but I'm going to clean these stamps off first with my Stays-On cleaner. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to pull out my Stays-On cleaner here and squeeze some into the tip, into the end here, and just rub it over my stamps, and then we'll dry them off. Okay. Oh, good boy, Milo. Good boy, Milo. And I'll try to get as much off as I can, but again, it does not hurt your stamp to be stained. Just like your photopolymer stamps, when they get stained, it doesn't affect the stamping. It actually cleans off really well off. The Stays-On cleans really well off these red rubber stamps. It doesn't clean off as well from the clean stamps. Okay. All right, now let's bring our paper back, and we're gonna stamp in the colored images that we need. Okay, so of the small clouds, we need one in Night of Navy and one in Boho Blue. So that's this little cloud. We need one in Boho Blue. I'm gonna stamp it right here. Okay, and one in Night of Navy. Okay, and then in the medium cloud, that's this one, we need one in Boho Blue, two in Night of Navy, and then two in, oh no, that was, okay, yeah, so one in Boho Blue, two in Night of Navy, and then the large cloud, that's this one, three black, which we did, one Boho Blue, two Night of Navy, there's one, two, and then two in Smoky Slate. So I am going to clean this off a bit. If I could find my chamois. Here it is. Okay. And then I think I said two in Smoky Slate, so two in Smoky Slate here. Okay, so there's our images for now. Between this sheet and this sheet, this is what you should have. And again, if we need to stamp more because we missed something, we can do that. Okay. All right. Should we start watercoloring? All right. Let me pull up my chair. Gonna sit down to watercolor. Okay. Milo's taking a nap. He's gonna want to walk here today. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull out my ink pad here, and let's start with the clouds. Let's practice on our clouds. Okay. So of the clouds, we're not going to be watercoloring the ones that we stamped in the colors. We're only going to watercolor the ones that we stamped in black. And on one of them, we're just going to use two colors. On one card, we're going to use Smoky Slate and Boho Blue. And on another card, we're going to use Smoky Slate, Boho Blue, and Night of Navy. Okay, so let's start with the clouds that we'll need just the two colors for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my re-inker, my Boho Blue, and I'm going to put a couple drops right here, okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take Smoky Slate and do the same thing, but in this other well right here. Now, if you don't have the re-inkers, what you will do is you'll either take a block or a glass mat. You will open your ink pad, and when it's open, you will smear a whole bunch of it onto your block or your glass surface. Okay, you'll get a whole bunch of ink on there, and that's what you're going to dip your water brush into to paint. All right, so you do not have to have the re-inkers for this technique. Okay, I'm going to pull out my paintbrush. If you have a water brush, just make sure you get it wet. So I'm going to get it wet here. And then I'm going to have my rig off to the side to pick up any excess water. Okay, so my paintbrush, it's wet, but it's not dripping wet. Okay, and I like to do it a couple times. I don't know. It's just what I do. Okay, now watercolor is meant to be fluid, right? So we're not going to stay perfectly in the lines. It's going to have a very organic look. So don't be discouraged if your watercolor goes outside of the lines. You'll see that mine does too all the time. And I go with it. I think it's part of the effect, and I personally like it. I like not having to be so perfect. So give yourself a little bit of grace, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let's color. We're going to color a small, medium, and large cloud, and we're going to start with our blue. So get some water on your brush, dip it into your blue, and tap it around. I think I need a little bit more water in there. Okay. Now if you want to test what it looks like, you can always touch it to your paper and see what it's going to look like. Okay. So we are going to get just a little bit of ink on here. I think I need some more water. Water it down some. There we go. Okay, and I am going to do a small, medium, and large cloud. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to touch it to my cloud in some random spots. Okay, and we'll do it on the medium cloud. And then again on the big cloud. And I'm just randomly touching the ink, the paintbrush to the paper. And it's okay if we have some white spots in the end. Okay, so there's our three clouds. We're gonna let those dry a little bit, and then we'll come in with Smoky Slate. So now this is where you can heat set if you want with your heat tool, and it will help your ink dry faster. I personally like to not heat set it, but if you're in a hurry and you have to heat set it, you can, like for class today. So I'm gonna heat set this a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna come in and do smoky slate. So we're gonna do the same thing. Add some water to the smoky slate. Okay, and then we're gonna touch it to the clouds. Okay. And being messy is your friend. And I'll show you up close here. Okay. So there's our boho blue. Now, if you want more blue, you can go in and add more blue. Just let the smoky slate dry a little bit before you go in and add more blue. Okay, now let's paint some other clouds. Those are the clouds for one of the cards. Now for the next card that has painted clouds, we need these three and this one. And we're gonna add in some dark, we're gonna add in some Night of Navy. So I'm gonna do like 1 drop of Night of Navy because it's very dark. Okay, all right, so since we're already having our smoky slate, let's continue. Let's do our little cloud with smoky slate and the medium clouds here. Okay, and then we need 2 large clouds. Okay, there's 1. This is why I like watercoloring, because I feel like anyone can do it. You don't have to worry about blending your alcohol markers and your coloring. You just take some ink, put it on the paper, wherever it lands. Okay, so that was 2 large, 3 medium, and 1 small. Okay, then we're gonna clean off our paintbrush and we will come in with the boho blue now. Okay. And we'll add some boho blue. Okay. And then down here, whoops, that's a lot of water on my brush. If you have too much water on your brush, you can always take some off. Okay. All right, now we're gonna come in with Night of Navy. And I'm gonna add some water to what I have on here, and you can see it's super dark, super concentrated. So I don't want a lot of this, just a little. And we're gonna come in and dot the dark in. Okay. And just remember that this one is really super concentrated. And then once this dries, if you don't like how it looks, you can go back in and add more color. Oh, 1 more cloud. Oh, oops, that was supposed to be my lighter cloud, wasn't it? I guess that'll be my lighter cloud now. We only want to add the Night of Navy to 2 clouds. Oh, and then the one small. That one's got a lot of water on it. There we go. Okay, so we did 1 small, 3 medium, and 2 big. Okay. So see how messy? Now, if you wanted to kind of blend the colors together some, you could do that with a clean paintbrush and just a little bit of water, but I like this fluid organic look. And when it dries, I think it looks really pretty. Okay, should we paint our airplanes now? All right, we need 1 airplane that's gonna be boho blue and night of navy, 1 large airplane. So we're gonna paint the body of the airplane with boho blue. And that's gonna be right around here. I'm gonna go around the wing. That wing we're gonna paint smoky slate. And again, this is where if you go outside of the lines, it is perfectly okay. It looks perfectly fine. Okay, so there's our first layer. That is boho blue. Okay, that's just the airplane. I'm gonna let that set for a minute. While that sets, I'm gonna paint the other parts of the airplane with smoky slate. So rinse out my brush, pick up some smoky slate here. And that's gonna be whatever you call these. I don't know. Does anyone know what they're called? The wings, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna paint the center of this and the wheels. Okay, we're gonna let that dry. We'll come back and add some shadow to it. In the meantime, let's add some night of navy to our airplane. So just a little bit, and I'm gonna add the night of navy where I think the darker parts of the plane would be. So along the bottom here. On the back here. Might need to set this. Let's set the ink a little bit. All right, I set the ink a little bit. Okay, then let's go back in with our night of navy and add those shadows. Here, some up here, right here. Okay. All right, then we're gonna go in with some more smoky slate and add some shadows to the airplane wings. Okay, so I'm going to cover over what that blue got on. Okay, and we'll get some up here. Okay. All right, and then we'll let that dry. Okay. All right, let's do another airplane. All right, so we have, let's see. We have another large airplane in boho blue and night of navy. So let me pull out the other large airplane here. And we'll paint the airplane boho blue and night of navy that same way. So I'll take boho blue and we're gonna paint the plane. I'm actually gonna paint the front of it boho blue this time. So this is like the base layer. Try to avoid the wings there if I can. Okay, we'll let that dry some. I'm going to do the little wheels in smoky slate. Okay, and now we're going to pull in a new color, which is mossy meadow. Hi Christina, listening while driving. I hope you're driving somewhere fun. 4th of July. All right, let's get some more water. Okay, so mossy meadow is dark, super dark, kind of like night of navy. So we're gonna do just a little bit on our brush if we can. And that's gonna be our wings. We're totally gonna have to heat set this, I think, to get our shadows in here. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm quiet when I'm painting. I'm concentrating, so not trying to ignore you. It's just I can't do both at the same time. Okay. All right. While that dries, we're going to add our night of navy detail to the plane. We did boho blue, now we'll do night of navy. And add in some shadows. So shadows down here, a little bit here. Okay. Right. We're gonna add some more detail, some shadows to the mossy meadow, but we need it to dry a little bit. So we need it to dry a little bit. While we wait, should we color the other large airplane? The other large airplane is going to be smoky slate, and we'll pull in copper clay, but let's start with smoky slate. Let's see, all of these wing pieces will be smoky slate. Okay. And we're actually going to do that on 3 airplanes, a large, a small, and a medium. So I will pull in a medium plane here and a small plane. So these little ones are so cute. And then a medium here. Okay. Is that what color the other ones are too? Oh, that's what color the other 2 are also. So let's continue doing that with the other 2. Let's come back to our mossy meadow now, and we'll add in some shadows. So let's get rid of that blue that bled into there. Okay. All right, that plane is done. Okay, we'll let it dry. Now let's go do some more shadows on Smoky Slate, which is the wings of every other airplane that we have left. Okay, so add some shadow along here. If you have too much water, just dab it off onto your rig. All right, I gotta heat set these ones a little. Let's get some more concentrated Smoky Slate. All right. There we go. That shows some shadows. Smoky Slate is just a light color, so you got to add some more concentrated Smoky Slate to get some good shadow detail going on. Okay, and we'll do that on our other airplanes here. Okay. If you wanted to use a littler paintbrush, you could. Okay. All right. Let's paint our other large plane. So we have we need a medium and a small. Let's do those first. Let's pull out our wild wheat. So we need a medium and a small plane in wild wheat. Okay, so wild wheat is a pretty dark color, so it's going to go on pretty dark. Okay, there's one wild wheat airplane, and then a medium one. Okay, we'll let that dry for a minute. And our other 3 airplanes, small, medium, and large, are going to be copper clay, which is also dark. We'll come back and add a little bit of highlights to that in a minute. Man, my water's green. I gotta go rinse it out quick. I'll be right back. Good boy, Milo. All right, so I'm back with some clean water. Okay, so let's do copper clay here. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Okay, so then we need small, medium, large, plain, and copper clay. Isn't it a pretty color? I love copper clay. I don't use it very much. I would like to use it. I think it's probably a great fall color. Okay, and then our other large plain is copper clay. Okay, there we go. All right, okay, now let's go back to our wild wheat and add a little bit of shadow. So I don't want a lot of water on my brush. I'm gonna take the wild wheat, and add some shadow to these little planes. So just add some more wild wheat down toward the bottom of the airplane and some on the back there. Give it some dimension. Do the same with this one. Bottom of the airplane, we'll get some more wild wheat. A little bit right there. Okay. And then we'll do the same with copper clay. Here's our little one. Okay, so there's those airplanes. And then we'll do this one. Okay. Oh, I forgot the wheels. I gotta do the wheels in Smoky Slate. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the images and look at anything that I might want to touch up. Like, do I want to do a little bit more boho blue right here on this airplane and soften that? I think so. Let's soften that edge a little. Okay, I think that looks a little softer. Let's look at these ones. I think these ones all look good. Those clouds look fun. Maybe I'll add a little bit more boho blue to these clouds now that they're dry. Okay. All right. Oops, I got some copper clay smeared. Okay. These are our planes and our clouds. And I did smear a little. Okay. So we're going to let these dry. You can heat set them. We have a little bit of time to do some other things, so we're going to let them dry. So I'm going to set my water aside and my re-inkers. This, which will wash out, it will stain, but that's okay. It just means you love it, right? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's pull out our card bases, which I don't even know where I put mine. Here they are. and our DSP. Okay, let's cut our DSP. So you will have DSP that looks like this, and on this card we need a strip. Let me find my ruler. We need a strip that is 5 1/4 tall by 1 1/2 wide. So we'll pull out our trimmer, and that's this green one, and I mean it has a direction on it. There's a boat right here on mine, so look and see if it has any if you have anything that has a directional piece on it, you'll probably want it to go right side up, although most of it's going to be covered, so it's probably okay. So it's going to be 1 1/2 wide. I actually like this side of mine, so I'm going to put the 1 1/2 on our trimmer is right at the end of the white here. So that's 1 1/2, and that's going to be 5 1/4 tall. Okay. All right, that's going to go for one card, so set that aside. Now we're going to cut a piece for this card. And this one is 1 3/8 wide by 5 1/4. So this one we're going to do, I'm going to cut it at, 1 3/8. So 1 I like to cut my 3/8 on this side. So 1 2/8, 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. Okay, so slightly smaller. And then our other piece, we're gonna do 2 pieces. So we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna cut, it needs to be 5 1/4 wide. So we could cut it at 5 1/4. I think it's non-directional. I don't think it matters. So we'll cut it at 5 1/4. Okay, and then we're gonna trim some of it off. So I went up 1 1/8. That's 1 1/8. So, okay, that's our 5 1/4, right? Okay, so this measures 5 1/4, and this side is 4. So 5 1/4 by 4. Now save this piece. We're going to use it on a different card. Okay, so you also need that piece. Now this is 5 1/4 by 4. It's a full card front, but we're going to cut 1 1/8. We're going to cut it at 1 1/8 on this side and line it up with the corner over here. So we're going to put this side, let me think which way we need to do that in our trimmer. We're going to put this bottom left corner, yes Melanie, I love this DSP too, isn't it so pretty, at 1 1/8. So here's 1 and here is 1 1/8 or so. And then I'm going to cut it up to the corner there. Okay, so it's crooked in my trimmer. This bottom left is at 1 1/8, and the bottom and the top right is in the trimmer blade of my, where it's going to cut. Okay, so I'm going to cut this piece off. This is extra, and this is for our card. Okay, so we have 4 pieces of DSP that we need. These are extra. You can set them aside, use them whenever you'd like. Okay, and then I think we are ready to start assembling, guys. We're gonna let our images dry some more before we die cut them, but let's do our stamping and whatnot. So let's pull out our cards here. Let's see. This one doesn't have any DSP. This one is a wild wheat. Let's start with our wild wheat. This is a wild wheat card base. No DSP. Okay, so you're going to have two little banners in here. These are from the dies. One is boho blue and one is white. We're going to stamp on one. We'll stamp happy birthday. You're going to have a smoky slate card front mat and then two pieces of white. And that's for, one's for your inside and one is for your outside. And we're going to trim the white on the outside down a little bit to give us some more of a border. Massive collection, says Melanie. I know, I bought a lot of this paper too. I couldn't help myself. I like bought one pack and then I was like, oh, I think I definitely need one more. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm placing an order. I better get one more. It's just so cute. Okay, I always like to burnish first. So let's burnish our card base. And this will be for our inside. Let's trim our outside white piece. Let's trim a 1/4 inch off of the right and the left. Or the right and the bottom, I mean. Right and bottom. Okay, that'll just give us a little bit more of a border here. Okay. Make that smoky slate stand out a little bit more. Okay. All right. Let's take a little bit of boho blue and our blue blending brush, and we're going to ink blend a small amount, a super small amount of boho blue right onto the center, and the center only. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit. And I'm going to start in the center with a super light hand. Oh, look at that. I put a big thing on my... That's all right. We're going to cover it up. Light hand. I got to flip it over. Okay. Light hand in the center. Okay, just a little bit of sky, because our airplanes are going to be in the sky here. That's it, just a little bit, and it'll smooth out. Okay, all right, then we're going to take smoky slate, and in the stamp set there is this fun stamp. It looks like you're looking down on the ground, looking down from the airplane to the ground. We're going to do that. We're going to stamp it on the background in a random pattern here. So I'm going to do one here. Let's do one here. I think I'll do another one over here. Okay. All right. Let's stamp our happy birthday. That's Night of Navy. Okay, and that's on this little white banner. We're going to have the arrow pointing to the left, and we will do this really sweet happy birthday. Let me make sure I have it the right way. Happy birthday. Okay. All right, then let's go to our inside. So this is the inside of our card. And I did boho blue and smoky slate. So I'm going to close the Night of Navy, and we're going to do the medium cloud and the small airplane. So my small airplane is clean, but my medium cloud is not. And then to my friend. To my friend. So I'm going to do to my friend at the bottom in Smoky Slate. It's going to go right here in the center. To my friend. And then I'm going to stamp some of these clouds in boho blue. And then the little airplane in Smoky Slate. Okay. All right, so that's the inside. Okay, and what if we do all of our stamping and then we'll assemble? Let's do that. Okay, so let's do all of our stamping. So I'm going to put these inside this card base and we'll come back to it. We'll do a kind of assembly line style. How's that? Okay. All right, next I have, oh, and my Smoky Slate needs to go in there too. All right, next I have the boho blue card base, and inside here you'll have a lawn white strip we're going to stamp on, a Night of Navy matte, and then 2 white 4 by 5 1/4 pieces, and this is where you need this piece of DSP. Okay, so we're going to take this Night of Navy, or this white strip, and we're going to stamp To My Friend in Night of Navy along the whole thing. Oops, we need Night of Navy. And then once we add it to the card, we'll trim it. So we're going to stamp To My Friend right in the center. To My Friend. To My Friend. To My Friend. And I'll stamp it right there too. To My Friend. Okay. And then we'll pull out our other piece for the inside of this one. So we'll set, I'll burnish, because why not? And then we're gonna put the Night of Navy in here, one of the white panels, this DSP that we cut, the To My Friend, and then we'll stamp on the inside quickly. So this is gonna be You Always Lift Me Up in Smoky Slate. I love that sentiment. You always lift me up. Okay. And that's gonna be right about here. And then we're gonna take our small, medium, and large clouds and stamp around that in boho blue. All right. Did anyone do anything fun for the 4th? Are you guys watching from cabins and somewhere fun, I hope? All right, this is boho blue. So this will go here. And here. And medium cloud. Oh, oops, that's Night of Navy. Well, I guess I stamped one in Night of Navy. That's all right, we'll stamp them in both. There's Night of Navy again. I meant to stamp all in boho blue. Hi, Nancy from Washington State. And then our little cloud. I guess we'll do one in boho blue and one in Night of Navy, because apparently that's what we're doing. All right, that looks cute. You always lift me up. Okay, so that will go in our boho blue card base, and we'll set that one aside and put together. Okay, Next up I have copper clay card base. So in this one, we will have our copper plate card base. We're gonna have a little banner, and I always forget what these are called. Is it Nested Essentials or Stylish Shapes? I can't remember. We're gonna stamp Happiest Father's Day on that one. This is a piece of copper clay, and this DSP will go on top of it right here. Okay, the one that we cut. This is a white panel, and it was 3D, I think it's a 3D embossing folder, embossed with the So Swirly embossing folder. I thought it looked like clouds, right? Like some sort of clouds up there. You'll have a white card mat and then your white inside. Okay, so let's do our stamping. So we're not going to stamp on these. We can put these in our card base to put together. This will get Happiest Father's Day in Night of Navy, and the banner is on to the right. Hi Laura, you've been watching on your TV from Northwest Ohio. How's your weather? It's really chilly here. It's so strange. I don't even know. Like, everybody's wearing sweatshirts today. It's very odd. Okay, this is Night of Navy. Normally right now it's supposed to be like 100 degrees here. And it's currently, I'll tell you what it currently is. It's 67. So not warm. It's so strange. So strange. Okay. This one's gonna get You're the Best, Plain and Simple, which I think is, I was gonna say it's the last stamp, but not quite. You're the Best, Plain and Simple, and that's in copper clay. Hello from Central Florida. I'm watching 2 lives. Don't want to miss out. Oh, you're funny. You probably have one on your iPad and one on your phone or something, I bet. That's funny. Okay, You're the Best, Plain and Simple. That's gonna go up here because, you know, I don't like to stamp in the center. I like to be different. Pretty much in everything I like to be different, so. Okay, I think that's it for copper clay. And now we're gonna do all the clouds in Smoky Slate. So let me clean them off because I think we used blue. 81, ooh, it's 81 in Ohio. I wish it was 81 here. Hi, Elaine. Okay, where are our clouds? Here's our medium cloud and our big cloud. It's not very clean. And little cloud. Oh! That one tried to run away. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do a big cloud. Oh, that's dirty. Okay, this is Smoky Slate. I'm gonna do a big cloud up here and a side of a big cloud here. And then I'll do a medium cloud and then a little baby cloud. Okay, so that'll be the inside of that card. Oh, thank you, Nancy Sue. Hi, Elaine from Northern Illinois. I wonder if you're getting Ohio type weather. If you're getting 80s or 60s. It's so strange. We don't know what to do. This is gonna go in this card and we'll set it aside. It rained here yesterday for 4th of July. So the kids, of course, still wanted to do something. So we went downtown Hudson. That's where we live. So we went downtown Hudson, but nothing really goes on in downtown Hudson on the 4th. They don't do fireworks. because we're right across from a city called Stillwater, who normally does really big fireworks on the 4th. So Hudson does them on a different day, so they're not competing and they're not, you know, 2 fireworks shows at the same time, because we're right on the river. So, oops, this little Happiest Father's Day goes in our copper clay card too. So we went down and, oh, it's 77. Yeah, I wish it was 77 here. So anyway, we went down and we did ice cream. There's a cute ice cream place. It's pretty new. We've only been there a couple times. So we did ice cream, and then the river's flooded, so we played in the river, or the kids did. They played in the river and got completely wet, which I wasn't intending. But it was also raining, so they got completely wet from the rain. And then, yeah, we were there for a couple of hours, and then we went and saw Despicable Me 4, which was really cute. The theater was absolutely packed. Absolutely packed. Okay, Mossy Metal card base. Okay, in here, there's a DSP that has these little tags that you can die cut out. It's like a whole row on the bottom is these tags. So you could cut them or you could die cut them. I die cut them with tailor-made tags, which I'm pretty sure is retired. I think it just retired though. So if you don't have a tag die that you can die cut the tags out with, you can just cut them out. You might not have this particular tag. There were like 5 tags that matched the style of this card. So you may have a green one, you may have one with different looking airplanes on it. Laura, is that close to Madison? No. So Madison is like southeast, like the southeast part of the state. And I am on the other side of the state, the complete other side. Like, I wouldn't call it northwest, but it's north of Madison. So all the way on the west side. So right on the Minnesota border. So it takes us about 10 minutes to get into Minnesota. So on the other side of the state. But I know they have flooding really bad too over there. I think the whole Midwest is flooded, or was flooded anyway. It's kind of crazy. There's a big theme park here called Valley Fair, and like all the roller coasters are underwater. I'm like, I don't know that I ever want to go on those roller coasters again, knowing that they've been underwater. I mean, I'm sure someone will inspect them and they'll be fine, but just the thought of it makes me kind of nervous. Okay, all right. You're gonna have this cute little circle from Stylish Shapes, I think it's called, right? That's in Basic Beige. You will have this piece in Basic Beige, and this card we need our little green strip that we made. Okay. We can put these in our card, I think. You'll have a matte in Basic Beige and 2 4 by 5 1/4 pieces of white. And we're going to stamp on them. Oh, I did not pull out Basic Beige ink. You need your Basic Beige, or if you don't have Basic Beige, you could use Crumb Cake. Okay. So here's Basic Beige, and we're going to use that fun detail, the map detail stamp again. I really like this stamp. And we're going to stamp on our card front panel right here. And we're going to stamp on this side. We're going to cover up the left side of the panel. So we just need to stamp on the right. Whoops. So I'm going to go like this. And I think I'm going to flip it and go like this. Okay. All right, and this side will be covered. Okay, now we're gonna take this cute little circle, and that's where our last stamp comes into play. I'll tell you what it says here. Flying by to say hi. Okay, and that's, oh no, that's not what we use on this one. I wonder if I use that on the inside. Oh, maybe I didn't use flying by to say hi. We're going to use You Always Lift Me Up. Well, you could use that stamp if you want. You can use whatever you want. They're your cards, right? All right, I'm gonna use You Lift Me Up and Boho Blue. You always lift me up. Okay, and that's Boho Blue, right in the center. You Always Lift Me Up. And in Mossy Meadow, second generation, I'm going to stamp an airplane on it. So I'm going to take this little airplane, and in second generation Mossy Meadow, I'm going to stamp over it. So I'm going to ink up, stamp off, and then stamp over the image. Okay, so it gives us like this little, okay, all right. Nancy Sue says, I'll send you our 100 degrees and we'll gladly take your 60s. I know. 60s are nice in the fall. I want like 1 week of 100 degree. That's it. Just 1 week. And then you can have it back. Okay, let's pull out our inside. I mean, close basic beige. I think we're done with that. Okay, and we're going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. You're the best, plain and simple. Here it is. Okay, that will be Mossy Meadow. You're the best, plain and simple. And then we're going to do 2 large clouds in Boho Blue. That'll be the inside. Laura says, never thought to stamp off on my glass mat. Oh, yes. Yes, I do that all the time. So instead of stamping on like a piece of scratch paper, if you're going to stamp off, you can just stamp right on your glass mat. You don't have to stamp on a piece of scratch paper. Just a little trick. And then it's easy. You just wipe it up. So whichever way you like to do it. And I do it both ways. Sometimes I stamp off on a piece of scrap paper, and sometimes I stamp off right on the glass mat. So, and also sometimes I'll stamp on the glass mat to see, like on these types of stamps, to see if I have my image lined up properly, you know, when I'm stamping, like to make sure it's not crooked. Sometimes I'll ink up and then stamp on the mat and be like, oh, I need to bring the right side up a little bit or whatever. So yes, I use my glass mat like a piece of scratch paper, I guess. It's super easy to clean. So, okay, that's the inside of this one. And this, we'll set that one aside to put together. All right, now we have stamping for our last one, which is a fun fold. So it's the Smoky Slate card base. I know we're not going to need Mossy Meadow. Okay, and it's a bit of a fun fold. Okay, we don't need Night of Navy anymore either. Oops, I got ink here. Okay, so Smoky Slate. And in here you're going to have pieces for the airplane. So you'll have Night of Navy, airplane base, and then this is the really pretty metallic cardstock. This is like the copper one that comes in there. So that's like the wings and stuff, and the little propeller for your airplane. Okay. And then you're going to have a banner, and the banner is Smoky Slate. And you're going to have 2 squares. These were die cut with, see, I can never remember. I think these are Nested Essentials or Stylish Shapes. One or the other. Okay, it's the largest square. So one in Boho Blue and one in these cute clouds from the DSP. Okay. You'll have a Night of Navy. Oops, I have 2. I have 2 Night of Navy mats. I only need 1. And then 2 white, 2 full-size white. Okay. All right. So we can set these aside. We can set these aside. You're going to need your DSP strip that we created here. Okay. We can put our airplane in here. And let's do some stamping. Put this little piece in here. Jean says I'm starting to like this set. Oh, it's one of my favorites, Jean. Although I'm having a problem with this catalog because I like a lot. I like a lot of them. Okay, let's stamp. I did boho blue. You're the best, plain and simple. Now this one's landscape, so don't forget to turn your paper to landscape. And this I'm going to stamp in the upper half. You're the best, plain and simple. Make sure to stamp it in the upper half, not the, that's not the straightest, is it? I'm going to try that again. We'll see which one looks better. Make sure to stamp it in the upper half because we're going to add some DSP. I don't know if that's any better. Maybe. Okay, and then we're going to do To My Friend, but we're going to stamp on the left side. We're going to end up cutting off this right side, the pointed part of the banner, because there just isn't enough room. So we're going to do To My Friend in Smoky Slate. This is Smoky Slate, right? Yes. Okay, To My Friend. Okay, right there. Okay, I think that's it for stamping. Okay. Now we can assemble. Oh, we have to die cut too. Okay. So we'll set this in here and this in here, and then we're ready to die cut. So I'm gonna move my stamps out of the way, and as we die cut, I'm going to put the stamps, or I'm going to put the die cut images with the card that they belong to. Okay, so I'm going to lay out my card bases here. That's okay, the plane blew by and made it crooked. That's a great idea. The plane made it crooked. I mean, it is in the sky, right? Okay. It is going to take us a little bit of time to die cut. So I'll try to tell you a story while I die cut here. What should I tell you about? I need a story to tell you. Who's seen Despicable Me? It just came out. When we were there at the movie theater, they had all the previews, and so many movies looked so cute. There, Harold and the Purple Crayon is coming out. I loved that book as a kid, and my kids loved it too, so I'm excited about that. Harold and the Purple Crayon. There's a movie, like a live action Mufasa, like the story of Mufasa, you know, from The Lion King. Apparently he wasn't born royal, per the preview. My daughter has read this book series called The Wild Robot, and she really likes it. I think there's 3 books, and it's something about a robot who's in, like, he's on a wild island, and they're making a movie out of the book, out of the first book. So she was super excited to see that, so we'll have to go see that when that comes out. They had a cute Christmas play movie that they previewed. It looked really cute. And a couple others looked really good. I was really surprised at how good the previews looked. Normally I'm like, we don't really need to go see a movie, do we? So the movie theater here on Tuesdays has like I think kids get in for free, and it's like $6 popcorn or something. I'm not really sure. something like that. So it's a fun summer activity, I guess, on a rainy day. Okay. We'll put our big airplane here. And more clouds. So that's a navy cloud. Sorry, I'm making piles. I know you can't see that, but I'm making piles based on what they are. Okay. Die cut that one out. So some watercolor paper can have a lot of texture to it. I like that this watercolor paper does not, oops, I didn't die cut that out far enough. I like that this watercolor paper doesn't have a lot of texture to it. It makes it easier to stamp on. It doesn't want to cut this piece out. I think I need to run it through my die cut machine the other way. Let's try this way. It's funny, it didn't have any problem with the first two clouds. There we go. I wonder why it didn't want to die cut that way. Who knows, right? Who knows? Okay, and then okay. All right. Okay, so what classes do we have coming up? I think it's Sunday the 14th is another coffee and cards. That's the next class, and it's going to be the latte one with the slimline. That's really cute. I'm excited for that class. I'm kitting that up this weekend, so if you are interested in that class, let me know. It's 5 cards. It's similar to today's class. We're not watercoloring. We're going to color a little bit. We're not watercoloring, but it's 5 cards. It's $45. You get your DSP, a full roll of the polka dot trim, and the those little swirl embellishments that come in the suite. That's an online exclusive from, well, it's been a couple months now. From, was it March maybe? Okay. Big cloud, little cloud, medium cloud, Nancy Sue says I had ordered just the DSP. Oh, for this suite. Now I may have to order the stamps and dies. Yeah, I know. I like this suite. It's just fun. Now you wouldn't have to watercolor. You could just stamp the airplanes. That would be cute too. You definitely don't need to watercolor. All right. Little airplane die. One thing about watercolor paper is your tape is going to have a hard time sticking to it. So just be careful when you die cut your images. Okay. All right, a lot of those are, see, it doesn't like to die cut that big cloud. I wonder why. Okay, there's a little cloud. Medium cloud. I think I gotta run it through the die cut machine the other direction. I don't know why that matters, but apparently it does. Okay, that's it for the big die, for the big airplane die. Okay. We have a medium airplane. Little airplane. Little baby cloud up here. I'll do this one down here. Medium cloud. Okay. Stay dies. Couple more passes. Unfortunately, since we're watercoloring, I can't really die cut ahead of time. It wouldn't work out. I wouldn't be able to show you how to watercolor if we die cut ahead of time. So it just takes a little bit of time. Okay, oh, there's one more little cloud. Oh no, two more little clouds. I'm gonna rough cut these to make them go through the die cut machine. Okay. Okay, see how that doesn't want to cut? I'm gonna line up the die. It's gonna kind of slide back in place. And I'm going to turn it sideways. Let's see if that gets it to cut. Otherwise, yeah, there we go. I was going to say, otherwise we can add a shim, which is just an extra piece of cardstock to give the machine a little bit more pressure. So then next week I will be designing card classes for the end of July because of course I'm behind. Summer has been crazy and I didn't anticipate my son's lacrosse taking as much time as it has. He's 7 and he plays lacrosse and it's a lot. I had no idea that it was so much, and it's fine. He loves it. He absolutely loves it, but I'm not home in the evenings at all. Like every single night he is off doing something, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I'm happy he enjoys it. I just wasn't expecting it, so I'm behind, but I will catch up. So I'll get everything designed for July. I did change one of the classes, the monthly subscription class. I was going to do Mediterranean blooms, and instead we are doing, oh, what did I change it to? I might have to find my notes. We're doing, no, I can't remember. We're not doing Mediterranean blooms. Or citrus blooms was the stamp set, I mean. It's gonna be, what is it gonna be? I'll look. I have it written down. And then the online exclusives, there were new on, hi Dylan. Oh, from Muggy, Hollywood, Florida. It's not muggy here. I kind of wish it was. Just for a little bit. I know it doesn't do any favors for our hair, but it's really cold here. Yeah, I can't remember what the set is. So monthly subscription, let's see. We'll have the bundle class. Oh you know what I changed it to? I'm pretty sure it's Lily Pond Lane. And the DSP is super cute on that. That's the 2-step stamping with the cute little ducks and frogs, and I think that's what I picked. I don't know. I have to look at my notes. Are you going to do the July showcase? Yes. I have not designed all of the cards yet. I'm a little bit behind. So I will do July showcase probably end of next week. We already have the July 14th card class designed. That's the Latte Suite, the Latte Love set. So those cards are designed. So if you would like those cards, let me know. I'm kitting them up this weekend and they'll go in the mail probably, well, by Wednesday, because class is on Sunday. So probably on Wednesday, those ones will go out. Okay. Okay. All right, I think we die cut everything. Let's put the clouds and the images to which card they belong to, and then we'll put our cards together, okay? All right, so let's see. The Smoky Slate one gets 2 large gray. These were stamped in Smoky Slate. It gets 2 Smoky Slate. Okay, the green, the Mossy Meadow, gets a large stamped boho blue, a medium stamped boho blue, and a small stamped boho blue. And that's going to get this airplane, the Mossy Meadow and the Night of Navy airplane. Okay, so that's going to go in here, Mossy Meadow. Okay, all right, let's do our Wild Wheat one. That one gets the two lighter clouds. So the one that we watercolored that only has boho blue and Smoky Slate in a large, a small, and a medium. Here's the large and the small, and here's the medium. And then it gets our 2 Wild Wheat planes, this plane and this plane. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're happy about the change. Whoops. I was looking and I just really like that suite and I want to use it more. I didn't have it set for any class, so I wanted to use it some more. Okay, Copper Clay card. That one gets our Copper Clay airplanes. There's 3, a small, a medium, and a large. And it gets our Night of Navy stamped clouds. So there's 2 large, 2 medium, and a small. Okay, and then the final card is the boho blue, and it's going to get the remainder. So that's our large airplane, our 2 dark clouds that we watercolored. It has 3 medium clouds and 1 small cloud. Okay. All right, let's put that one together since we're here. Okay, so this should go relatively quick. We have all of our stamping done. We just have to glue, essentially. So get out your glue and your dimensionals. Okay. All right, let's glue the inside, and let's glue this piece to the white piece. Okay. So I ordered tape runner so that I could glue these things down quickly. We'll see how it sticks in this humidity. Normally I like liquid glue because it's humid here, but we're gonna give it a try. Okay, there's the inside. This will go along the bottom of this white panel. Okay, should line up perfectly. You can always trim it a little bit if needed. Okay, just like that. Okay, this piece is going to go across the seam, and I pop it up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put my dimensionals here, right along the seam. Okay. And then we're going to make sure that we cover this from end to end. Whoops, and we'll trim off the excess. Okay, right there. Okay. All right, then you can flip over your paper. Trim off the extra. Okay. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then we'll add all of our clouds and our airplane. So I'm going to put dimensionals on all of these. You could use liquid glue if you prefer liquid glue. I like dimension, so I'm going to do dimension here, but totally up to you. I think I need some minis. Okay. Take all the backers off. I'm going to have quite the pile of dimensional backers when I'm done, I think. How is the sound today, guys? I am using an external microphone since we seem to have been having some problems with sound. Nancy Sue says, waiting to see the Fun Fold cards kit. Are those coming out? Yes, we will do Fun Folds. I do Fun Folds once a month. So we will do Fun Folds. We will do Fun Folds. This doesn't need a dimensional right here. It needs glue. We will do Fun Folds toward the end of the month. Well, all the cards are toward the end of the month. This month. Okay. And then I'm going to tuck a cloud back here. Do one right here. Okay, tuck a cloud under here. So now I'm just arranging. You can arrange your clouds however you like them. Okay. That will get added to the card along with this one. So Night of Navy here. Yeah, we can look at the card schedule when I'm done here. I'll show you which sets I'll be designing with and what sets we're using and what we're looking at for dates. Okay. We'll add the embellishments at the end, okay? So there's card 1, and we'll add embellishments. Okay, let's pull out copper clay now, and we'll glue everything down. Let's glue the inside down. Let's glue this piece down and this piece to the Night of Navy. So decide which side you want up. I don't know that it really has a direction. Oh, thanks, darling. This one, this one, this one. All right, so this is inside. Okay, so inside. This goes on our navy. And then this goes to the left. So we're going to have a little bit of copper clay popping out the right side. Make sure your planes are up, right side up. I almost put mine on upside down. Okay, so we have a little bit popping out the left side here. And then that's going to go right along the white there. Okay, so we're going to cover up the white on the left-hand side here. Okay. This can go onto the card front. Okay. And then we'll add all of our elements. So let's do the clouds. I'm going to put dimensionals on all the clouds. We're going to wait on the airplanes, so because I don't think we need dimensionals everywhere on the airplanes like we do on the clouds. And I need a baby dimensional on here. Okay. Come on now. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna assemble our clouds. We're gonna do a layout. So I'm gonna do big cloud here, little cloud peeking out underneath. I'm gonna do another medium cloud up here. Happy Father's Day about here. Little baby cloud here. And another big cloud that I forgot to take the backer off right here. Okay, so that's how I laid out my cloud. And then we're going to put our airplanes. So this airplane just needs glue. He's going to go here. This little airplane just needs a dimensional right there. And then some glue. He's going to be right here. Okay. And then this big guy down here, he needs dimensionals everywhere but right there. Just some glue right there. Okay. All right, card 2. And again, we will embellish in a little bit. Okay. All right, let's do our wild wheat. So we'll pull out our pieces. Let's glue this to the card front and this to the inside. So white inside is gluing down and smoky slate piece is being glued to the card front. Now the white piece I popped up so you can put individual dimensionals on the white here, this one, or you can use the sheets. I'm going to use the sheets here. They come in a full sheet. I just cut them in half, or I cut them in 4s. Okay. I don't really know that it has a top or bottom. It's going to go right in the center. Okay. And it looks like everything gets dimensionals here. And we're going to glue our happy birthday banner on top of the boho blue banner. So I'm going to put some glue here. And we're going to have a little bit of boho blue popping out the back. Okay, so they're not perfectly lined up. We've got some boho blue popping out. Okay, and then we'll put dimensionals. Does anyone else struggle taking the backs off of these a little bit, or is it just me? I have a bit of a hard time getting them off. I think it's my nails. And this airplane. Okay. All right, let's lay out this one. Okay, so cloud here. Medium airplane kind of poking out from behind the cloud. Medium cloud here. I'm going to do little cloud over here with big airplane flying over. And then our sentiment, I'm going to put a foam strip on. Let's just cut that a little shorter. You could do mini dimensionals too. Oh, Darlene uses the take your pick tool to get the dimensional backing off. That's a good idea. I should use that. Okay. Happy birthday. Okay. Card 3. And again, we'll embellish at the end. Okay, mossy meadow. Let's pull out our mossy meadow. Okay, and our clouds will get dimensionals. The bottom of the airplane will get dimensionals. The top gets glue. This little guy needs dimensionals. This guy gets a dimensional. And our tag. Our tag gets dimensionals. Okay. Now, when you get down to your dimensionals like this, don't throw them away. You can still use these end pieces. Okay. All right. We're going to glue this strip down to the basic beige piece. It goes right in the center. So there's a little bit of basic beige peeking out from either side. From the left and the right. The top and the bottom, it is flush, but the left and the right, it peeks out just a little bit. You see that? Okay. That's going to get glued to this white piece that we stamped on. And it's going to get glued to the left-hand side, but we're going to see a little bit of the white poking out. I don't know that mine has a direction. If you have a little directional piece on yours, make sure you put it so that it's the correct orientation. You don't want it upside down. Okay, so see how there's a little bit of white sticking out? Okay, let's glue the basic beige to the card front and the white to the inside. So white to the inside. Okay. So our white's on the inside there. Basic beige on the front. And then our white panel to the front of the basic beige. Okay, now we can add our tag, which our tag is going to go at an angle here, like that. You always lift me up will go here. Okay. We're going to do a little cloud up here. Do it like that. Sorry, that's the medium cloud. This one gets a little cloud here. This one gets a big cloud. Oh, and I did it at this angle. And that's because the airplane goes at an angle like that. Okay. All right. We're going to add some twine. We'll tie a little twine bow and an embellishment here, but that's card 4. You could make it just a tag if you wanted. You could cut a cardstock tag and glue it on the back to make it more sturdy and put everything just on the tag. You could do just the big cloud and the plane and maybe the little cloud, and then like you could stamp onto the tag maybe. That's what I would do if you're going to make a tag with this. Okay. All right, and Smoky Slate. Now this one is a fun fold of sorts. So we are going to put dimensionals on our cloud, on our clouds. So one there, and this one. Okay. We will glue our banner together. We'll glue our inside together. We'll glue our airplane. We got a lot to glue on this one. Okay, on this, we're gonna put some liquid glue right here. Don't go higher or more to the left than I have my glue. Because what we're gonna do is take your clouds, make sure they're right side up. You don't want them this way, right? You want your clouds this way. We're gonna offset this slightly. So the boho blue is going to poke out, that's probably 1/8 of an inch on the top and the left, okay? Just like that. Okay, and that's going to end up going onto our card front here. Okay, let's glue this strip here. Is going to go at the bottom of the inside panel. So this is the strip of DSP that we cut and saved for this card. It's going to go at the bottom. Line that up at the bottom. Okay, and then that can go inside my card base here. So the one that has the score line on it is the front. So leave that to the front. We want, oh yeah, that's right, I stamped it crooked, I forgot. We want the back, we're gluing this onto the piece that it has no score line in it, just the straight back, okay? Okay. So let's take our score line now. So this is the front with the score line. Let's fold it. I'm gonna fold it like this. Where'd my bone folder go? Okay. All right. Let's glue the white panel, this white panel, to the navy here. Okay. So white panel glued to the navy. Now, we're going to glue this to the front of the card base here, but the glue is only going to go right here. Okay, we're not going to put any glue here. We're only going to put glue right here. So open up your card, put the inside off to the left like this, and then close this little flap. This is where glue is going to go. Right here and right here only. And then you will line this up right here. Don't put it all the way at the bottom. There's an 1/8 inch margin at the top, the left, and the right here. Okay, So when you open it up, it only is glued right here. Okay, it's because this card is going to stand up. Okay, so there's no glue in the back there. Okay, all right, let's glue our little banner and our airplane. So the airplane really only gets glue here, a little bit right here, and back here. Okay, so on this front piece, this back piece, and a little bit on the bottom. And it fits directly over the wings, not the wings, the wheels. And the front and the back like that. Okay. And we got to glue our little propeller on. And I'm going to tell you, the propeller doesn't like to stay. Okay. So there's my little propeller. It's my little airplane. Okay, and be careful, it does take a little bit of time to dry. All right, that's going to get dimensionals. Right here. Okay. And come on now. You need one at the end too. Right there. Okay. All right, we're gonna glue this piece down. This is gonna go on our white. I did it right in the center. And one of our clouds goes here. Okay. This little guy is going to go here. And make sure to put him off to the right here, because we're going to do the banner. And we actually have to cut the banner. So we're going to cut the banner right next to where we stamped. Okay, and we're going to put a teeny bit of glue right there. And this end of the banner is going to go right there. We're going to hold it for a minute. Okay, I'm going to get a foam strip. Cut a little foam strip here. Put it on the back of the banner. And we're going to tuck it under the airplane. Okay. So it's going to get tucked under. Got to find an opening in there. Come on now. There's one right here. Okay. To my front. Okay. So it's coming out from behind the airplane. Now, we need something to hold our card open. The DSP does hold it pretty well. But what we're going to do is take this other cloud, and it's going to go right here in the center toward the bottom. Okay. And then that's going to hold our card open. Okay. So it's a regular size card, and when you open it, you can open it this way, you can open it this way, and you can set it up this way. Okay. All right, should we add our embellishments to everything? This one needs some twine. Let's pull out, so whatever color twine you have, we just have one, oops, I just dropped the pig to my bow maker. Whatever color twine, we're going to make a little bow. Okay. This twine is all knotted. Let me fix that. Okay, so I'm going to take my twine and maybe I'll wrap it around twice. Make a double bow. Now you could add twine and bows to the other cards also. I just did it on the one that is a tag, but you could add it to any. Okay. And then we need a glue dot. Let me find my take your pick tool. Here it is, and a glue dot. Okay. And we're going to put a glue dot right here, right on the tag. So right above the hole. And then I'm going to push the bow into that. But where did my bow go? Where did I put my bow? I lost my bow. Where did I put it? Did it get stuck to me and fall off? Oh, here it is. I brought it over here with the bow maker. Okay, get my little baby tails out of the way and push that right into the top of the tag. Okay, just like that. Okay, now we're going to add glue, and I'm going to add, I wouldn't say a lot of glue, but a decent amount of glue to wherever we're going to put these. They do stay with glue. You just need to add enough. Okay, so you can put these, you have an entire package. You can put them anywhere that you'd like on your cards. So on this one, I'm going to put it right here. In this one in particular, I'm going to do quite a bit of glue because it's going through the hole. Okay, you could add more than one if you wanted. This one, I did it right here, and I just did one. Okay, this card, I did one right here. Okay, this card I didn't do any, but I think one right here would be nice. And then this card, I think I'll do two. Okay. So then we will push these into the glue and just let them sit. So let them sit and dry for quite a while, a couple hours. Okay. All right. Is that all of them? That's all of them. All right, guys, what do you think? Do you like these? Are they fun? Do you like this class, this style of class, the coffee and cards, where the cards are a little bit more, you know, it requires you to have either this Stampin' die set or know what you're going to use instead, right? Because you do a lot of your own stamping and die cutting, which is different from some classes. You know, some classes I die cut a lot for you and you just have to do stamping. Some classes you have to, there's really no die cutting. So I still die cut everything that you didn't need to stamp and then watercolor. So you got a lot of things die cut, just not everything. So let me know if you like this format of cards class. This is how the coffee and cards, the latte one, which is our next class, is going to go on the 14th. Okay, so do you like watercoloring? Do you like watercoloring with reinkers? Or do you prefer to use your ink pad? Let me know. So the latte class is going to use, we're going to use our blends a lot in that class. The cards are here. So we'll color these. We'll stamp and die cut them out. Okay. These ones we'll stamp and die cut them out. Same with these. We'll stamp, color, die cut them out. This one is just die cutting little cups. This one is, we're going to do emboss resist with this. It's really fun and easy. Okay. And, oh, that's it. That's 5. So those are the 5 cards for latte. The latte love sweet class. Let me know which card is your favorite of these. Okay. We'll do Wild Wheat, Mossy Meadow. Let's call this one Night of, well, this one's the Smoky Slate one. This one's Copper Clay, and this one's Boho Blue. Oh, and then I told you we'd look at the schedule. Where do I have it? It might be behind the camera here. Hold on. One moment, please. And Milo somehow knows it's time for snacks. I don't know how he knows, but he does. Good boy, Milo. It's almost time for your snack. Okay, July, Coffee and Cards, a little latte. That's Sunday, July 14th. Then we'll have the Let's Craft card class. We'll do, that's the 25th. We'll do Picture Perfect, Hearts and Hugs, Lily Pond Lane. And then the Country Woods Bundle card class, that will be the 28th. The monthly subscription class, I did change to Charming Duck Pond. And that is the 27th. Oh, I don't have those in the right order. And then the Fun Fold is Round We Go. Round We Go Fun Fold. And that'll be on the 30th. Okay. And then the stamp sets that we're using in August, Planted Paradise, Leaf Collection, and Sweet Peas. We've got a Coffee and Cards with Country Birdhouse and Country Flowers. I think I changed the bundle class. I don't think it's going to be Unbounded Beauty. I changed it, but I can't remember what I changed it to. The Fun Fold class in August will be Racing By, and the monthly subscription class will most likely be Changing Leaves. And then we'll have Coffee and Cards, Let's Make It to Market. Oh, I think that's what I changed the bundle class to, the Market. Make It to Market. Or to Market, sorry. To Market. Okay. So, there's a lot of cute online exclusives. We're going to use a lot of those for class in September and October, and then also the fall mini catalog is going to come out. I think it's out in September. So, we'll use a lot of stuff from that too. So, all right, let me flip the camera and you guys can look at Milo Bear. There we go. It didn't want to flip. All right. Ignore the mess. I have a really big mess going on in here. Okay. All right, Milo. They want to see you. Oh, such a good puppy. Such a good puppy. Can you sit? Can you sit? Oh, good boy. Oh, good boy, Milo. Good boy. You slipping? Good boy. Oh, who's a good bear? Oh, my goodness. Treats everywhere. Here you go. I got one more for you. One more for you, Milo. Good boy. All right, guys. Well, that is what I have for you guys for today. Summer camp is coming up. It is August 3rd if you're in person. There is an online option as well. So it's $115 if you want to sign up for summer camp. There is a live that I did maybe 2 weeks ago about summer camp. So please sign up if you are interested, because we're going to start card kitting here in July after I design July cards. So we got to get through designing July cards, and then summer camp is already designed. It just needs to be kitted up. So if you are interested in that, let me know. Otherwise, that's all I have for you for today. Thanks for spending your holiday Friday weekend with me for a couple hours, and I hope you had fun. I had fun. These cards are great. I love the watercoloring aspect to them, and it's always fun to do with a cute set. So, oh, thanks, Nancy Sue. Thanks, Jean. Okay, all right, guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you in 9 days for class, or shorter if we do the showcase, okay, for July. Hopefully we'll do the showcase for July before then. All right, that's my goal, okay? All right, we'll have a goal to do the card showcase for July before the next class. That would make sense. Okay, all right, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you all later. Take care. Bye now.